Hi guys, this is Harper and welcome to a walking video. We are in Toronto today. It is about 26 degrees and a beautiful summer day in July. It's Wednesday and we're just going to walk through Roncesvalles today from beginning to end. It's a small neighborhood in Toronto, but it has a lot in it. It's typically known for being Polish traditionally. There's a Polish festival here every year. So that is what we'll do. There's a bunch of small shops along here and a variety of food. So right here is where Roncesvalles starts. And there's the Queensway, Queen Street, and then King Street over there. We have burrito bars at the corner, and of course your McDonald's. Just across the street, we have Mama Rosa, and then also just a dosa restaurant that I've heard good things about, but I haven't been yet. It's a very family oriented. Whoa, somebody's upset. It's a very family oriented neighborhood. So you will see a lot of kids, recently a lot of pregnant women looking to move into a good neighborhood for themselves and their family. And it's also typically known as a more wealthy neighborhood in Toronto. Just up here is the usual pharmacy. Wow, that's a nice color car there. A bit of chrome. Over here is a little antique shop. Has a bunch of interesting things to look at. It's called Old Trunk Antiques. And then as we walk up here, there's interesting stuff on the street up here. You have AM Bagel, which I believe is vegan bagels. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe for the most part it's vegan bagels. They have a bunch of different types of sandwiches, possibly vegetarian, maybe not vegan. And then Fever's Vintage as well, which is just another curated thrift or vintage store, which can be good and bad. You can find nice pieces for sure, but it is more expensive than finding your own pieces at a Value Village, for example. You can see on both sides here pretty nice bike lanes that separate the bikes from the cars. That's always nice to have in a busy city, and it's good to take note of which areas have good bike lanes and which streets maybe don't. There's Tobiko Sushi. They have some sushi there that is made to go. If you get it fresh, I do feel like it is good. However, if you don't get a fresh one, well, I wish you good luck. And here's a new store called Bob Bazaar. It's more expensive, but it does have cool little pieces for your kitchen and house. And then right here where the red is Cherry Bomb. They have very, very good croissants, from almond croissants to cheese to jalapeno cheddar. Definitely worth it and worth the time to go there. It's a store opening there. Then over there you'll see a local clothing store. Again, this store is probably one of the most expensive clothing stores on the strip, I will say, but they do have a sale section on the bottom floor. And then you'll see a bunch of little fruit and flower markets, of course, along here. The village juicery is there as well, cold pressed juices. During the day when the sun's out and kids are up and ready to go do something, it's quite a lot busier. However, as dinner rolls around, it does get a little bit quieter for sure. And there's a bunch of stuff, obviously, on every block. There's 2 different butcher shops, a nail salon, and this butcher shop actually makes really good sandwiches. They're a bit on the pricey side. I believe it's like $10 for a sandwich, but it's fresh meat. They have a jerk chicken sandwich, a roast beef one called the meat department. And this used to be a very old movie theater, now a convenience store. You can see on the side as well, little Thai roti spot and a birria Spanish spot as well. If you don't know, birria tacos are really good. I have yet to try that spot though. You have Benez Bakery and Deli. It's a Polish bakery, as we are in the Polish area. And then you'll have the pharmacy and wine rack on that side as well. It's always nice to have another option besides the LCBO here in Canada. Just being in a smaller neighborhood here, you can tell that some stores obviously don't have enough foot traffic and enough traction to stay for years and years and years. As you can see, that spot's closed now. But there's a little facial spot. Evergreen Natural Foods is a great spot to get healthier snacks, protein powder, anything health wise you're looking for, they will have it, from bars of soap to snacks. Keto, paleo, whatever your fix is. And then there we just have also a shawarma spot, a nail salon again, less expensive one, of course. And then little clothing shops on both sides. We have a bank over here and a bakery as well. Just local spots. They might have a couple locations in the city for the bakery. I know they have another spot around Bloor and Runnymede. And then over here, there's a little gym, toy store, as convenient that would be for a family area. And Ed's Real Scoop, super popular. They have gelato and other things, and regular ice cream, milkshakes, and then Eco Tea here. Reuse sustainable products. Super fun to just go and look. Then again, you'll see a Polish restaurant, so you can start feeling the little bit of culture in this area as far as it being Polish. See nice designs on the side of the buildings, like little paintings and that. I know there's one on the other street as well. And over on the street, you have another corner store. Then just beside it is the Source, and they allow you to bring in your own containers to grab groceries, just in bulk. You just get weighed. It just gets weighed. Oh my gosh. Souvlaki, Thai, and a crepe spot that actually just opened here that is very good with some fresh French pastries. It's called Saba. And then Aries Place is also a popular place to go grab inexpensive breakfast or lunch meals. You'll see a lot of kids going in there around lunchtime sometimes. And then two small little shops on either side. The Ace is also a really good spot. It's a little bit more expensive, but they do have very good food. More curated and fancy at that spot. Very polar opposite to Ari's that's right beside it there. And even as it gets closer to dinner, you can still see that this area has lots of people walking all the time. Whether it's with their family, by themselves, walking their dogs, running errands, everything's just so close by. A lot of times it doesn't make sense for anyone in the area to be driving around unless they're going somewhere outside of the neighborhood. There's a church here, and there's a bunch of old church buildings all along these streets. We already passed one, I believe, that was on this side of the street. You can see a bunch of little paintings and designs. There's one up there with the little rainbow above the corner store. I would love that to be on every single building. I do think it's really nice to have. Makes the buildings more appealing as we're not necessarily the number one in architecture in the world. It's a big bush here. I like Mini Coopers. I do feel like they're so cute. And then over here you have a little dog and cat shop, coffee shop, little spot to grab some food and sit outside. And then this spot just opened up called Anchor Fresh Fish Market here. Surprised unless I just wasn't paying attention, but usually there's quite a few that'll pass by. I believe Roncesvalles is made up of maybe like 10 to 15 blocks, because as you get up to the top of it, it ends just before Dundas. So it is a short yet plentiful street and neighborhood. And just to the left of it, over towards this side, if you walk down these streets, it'll go to High Park. And then if you go to the right and not the left, over this way, that's where Sororan is, another park, but it's a smaller one, whereas High Park is huge. There's trails and other things to do. Then over here you just have Mabel's bakery as well. Their hot chocolate is amazing, and even though it's summertime, it's so good. I would go back and get it right now. And then just on the corner, it's Lebanon Express. They have good shawarmas for sure. If you've ever heard of Alibaba's, it's similar, but they do a really good job as well. And then Dulce here. It's an Indian cuisine restaurant. The food is very, very, very good. However, like most Indian cuisine, it is more expensive. One thing that's really good about their spot is that they do have good lunch deals for Indian food. this. There's another, seems like a CrossFit gym right there. At a hardware store. I'm not sure that there's anything that isn't on the street, even though it's not one of the longest in the city. Home hardware, carpet market. And then over here you have chocolateria, just behind the trees there. But anything chocolatey you desire, I know that they'll have it. Suitables is a jewelry store I go to pretty often. They have really good sterling silver jewelry for a good price. They don't really upprice their sterling silver, I've found. But, and then here you have Sweet Thrills. All the candy that you could want, they have at that store. As we get close to High Park here, I believe there's only about 3 more streets. 3 more blocks, sorry. Then here you have Reunion Coffee, which is important to note because they're attached to the Gold Standard. If you go just up that street there, there's a little to-go sign or to-go window, and you can order sandwiches there. They are on the pricier side for their size, however, they are really good. Nail Studio and Wax Bar, another spot here. And if you look here, Himalayan Collections, it's a Tibetan clothing store. As we are just around the corner from Parkdale, which is also known as Little Tibet. There's a health clinic there. Then over here we have some Cuban food at La Cubana, which I don't find the easiest to find in the city, Cuban food. Then on the left is the Review. Just a local cinema. They don't really play any recent films, but they do have older ones. And then Tiny Explorers Academy. You can tell by the blackout windows it's a daycare. Obviously trying to protect the kids. Don't ever want to have clear windows when you're supervising kids there. This is an interesting spot to have it though, on a busy street. Oh, and then over here is livestock. They have a bunch of modern and up-to-date clothing, street style, and a bunch of shoes. I love Solomon's, I love Adidas, so that's a good shop to visit. And as we get to Howard and Roncesvalles, you'll see to the left, there's coffee and all that jazz. They're just a typical cafe, but I've seen now that they're doing little shows and stuff like that you can go see, which is super nice to have. And they redid the painting outside to be a vibrant yellow. There's another vintage store and a Thai restaurant that just opened here. Then this pub's been here for a while. They have a back patio and the food is pretty good. And there's a little art studio here. It changes every month to something different and sells different things. We are just about to be on the last block of Roncesvalles. Walked it pretty quickly. I feel like the usual person walking all of Roncesvalles would probably walk 30 to 35. I'm a fast walker. I'm tall. I have some long legs, so definitely made the neighborhood seem even smaller than it is. However, there's just so many things to go and see, and I could turn one corner and go into Little Tibet, or turn another corner and go down Dundas, keep walking straight and go to Bloor, or turn left and go into Hyde Park, or right and head over towards Sororian. But obviously I've chosen to just show you guys Roncesvalles, keep it simple and straightforward. This is just the last part of it here. And on the left side, you will see Jalito Bites. Honestly, they have really good Spanish snacks and desserts. They have horchata. I always go there, or I used to go there a lot after my gym workouts and just get sliced mango with chamoy and tahini. Yeah, you can see it there. It's honestly very good. Then here's where Dundas starts, just up here, and this is where Roncesvalles now ends. You can see over there, little Jimmy's Coffee. Alibaba's is just behind the streetcar there, and Starbucks. But the gem of the neighborhood, food-wise, is Miso Shin Ramen. Just over here, it's a great spot to eat because the ramen is amazing. It is authentic ramen. It's on the Michelin list, Michelin star list. And my friend is actually born and raised in Thailand, and he recommends Muso Shin and wants to go there every time he's here. That's when I really knew it was good and authentic. And as soon as you try it, you will know how good it is. That was Roncesvalles. So thank you for coming to walk with me. Like and subscribe if you enjoyed. And we'll definitely walk through more neighborhoods together. Harper signing off.